Hi there, thanks for coming back to the channel. The title for today's video is Have LinkedIn Stories Been a Success? Keep watching and I'll give you my thoughts after the break. Hi there, before we get into today's topic, if you haven't subscribed already, don't forget to turn on the notifications, they're very important. Today's topic, have LinkedIn Stories been a success? Let me give you a bit of a context and a bit of an explanation. LinkedIn Stories, this video is going to be in three parts. The first one is, have LinkedIn Stories been a success? The second part is what someone from LinkedIn might say in their defense. And the third part is, how could LinkedIn Stories be improved? So if you're interested in those, keep watching. Okay, LinkedIn Stories were, I've made some videos on LinkedIn Stories already, so I'm going to reference those in this introduction. LinkedIn Stories were introduced globally, rolled out globally in September 2020. Way back before that, in March 2020, when they were announced, I made a video about LinkedIn Stories being rolled out. So I'll put a card and a link in the description to that video. And then they were rolled out in September 2020. In, I think, July of this year, I made a video about, I posted a LinkedIn story, this is what happened. So there's two other videos on LinkedIn Stories. If you haven't seen those already, please watch those. Okay, have they been a success? I wanted to make this a very objective video, obviously, rather than just give my opinion, and I will give my opinion later on in the video. I wanted to have a look at what other people thought. So obviously I've got connections on LinkedIn, literally. I've got about 6,900 something first degree connections. And I posted on my company page, I went to my company page and I posted a quick poll. Hello everyone, please take 5 seconds to answer my questions about LinkedIn Stories. Thank you very much. And the poll, I only received, I don't normally post polls, so that's one reason. And also it's August, so people are on holiday or vacation mode, depending on where you are around the world, whether you describe that as a holiday or vacation. And I received 24 votes, but you can see that the response has segmented very neatly. So the question I asked in my poll was, have you had any positive results from posting LinkedIn Stories? So yes, I have received new leads, 8%. Yes, I have new clients, 0%. No results, 25%. I have never used LinkedIn Stories, 67%. And that's obviously a small poll in terms of 24 votes cast. I would have preferred that to be 2,500 votes, but you have 7 days and not a lot of people responded. So that's the poll that I conducted. And the vast majority of that, the clear conclusion is, most people are not using LinkedIn Stories. If you go and watch the videos that I've referenced, the videos that I've made earlier that I've referenced, I did make the point that I didn't believe that the LinkedIn audience would embrace the feature of LinkedIn Stories. If you don't know what LinkedIn Stories are, obviously watch the videos I've linked in the description. And this seems to be the case amongst my connections. I'd love to, as I said, have gone to a much more robust sample size, but these are the results from the people that voted in my poll. So in the part one of this video, has LinkedIn Stories been a success? I'd have to say no, LinkedIn Stories have not been a success so far. So they were globally rolled out in September 2020. I'm making this video in August, so it's August 2021, so it's almost a year now, and LinkedIn Stories are not being used by the vast majority of people. That was my anecdotal opinion, but also in this small test, it's also the opinion of people, or that's what the data is presenting in this small test of people that have reviewed my profile and my connections. They're also saying that they're not using it. So section 2 for this video is, what would a LinkedIn person, let's go back to my profile, what would a person from LinkedIn marketing say in response to this supposition or this theory that people aren't using LinkedIn Stories? They may say one of two things, and I've hinted at one. The first would be, hey Mike, that's fine, you only polled 24 people, and you need a much more robust sample size. I think that's right. I think that's valid. I think if I'd have polled 100,000 people, I'd have a far more representative sample size to draw conclusions from. That's true. I think that's valid. Second point is they could say, well, it's not really embedded into the behavioral activity on LinkedIn yet. It's only been, it's less than a year, so people may take time to start experimenting with stories and then start using it. So they could say that. So that's what a LinkedIn person might say if they were defending LinkedIn stories. Third part of this video is, how could LinkedIn stories be improved? In my view, LinkedIn stories could be improved in two ways. The first would be to make them a bit more specific, so you could introduce a headline. So it could say, Mike has posted shared a story about return on investment. Mike has shared a story about video production. In that way, people who are interested in return on investment from their business activities, people who are interested in video production, would be more likely to click on the story. So that's one way. So being able to include a title in the LinkedIn story, so that when people get notifications that one of their connections has posted a LinkedIn story, it will say title and it will relate to a particular topic which may be of interest to the person viewing the notification. The second way to improve LinkedIn stories would be to include a thumbnail. So if your story is about video production, if your story is about return on investment, maybe you could include a chart in your story and show return on investment over a particular activity or a particular time frame, and then there could be a screenshot or a thumbnail of that chart along with the title and the notification. And I think people would click on it more, people would engage more with stories. These are my ideas. I think that they would work if they were implemented by LinkedIn, they would include. Those are my ideas. I think they would improve the engagement and use of the LinkedIn stories feature. What do you think? Have you been using LinkedIn stories? There's also the point that there's no clear use case for LinkedIn stories. LinkedIn stories don't seem to be offering anything that posting as an article or a video on your company page or your personal profile won't already achieve. So I'm not sure that LinkedIn stories adds anything to the mix. I'd be interested to hear your views after watching this video. Thanks for watching all the way through. If you found this video interesting, please give me a like. Click on one of the two thumbnails to watch another video from me. I look forward to speaking to you next time. Thanks. Bye bye. Oh, and if you haven't subscribed already, thanks. Bye bye.